Yeah. Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Nathaniel, and today we are going to have a wonderful live session with my sister, Sandra. She's going to share with you all her experiences. She went for her visa interview for the first time. She got denied. So she decided to try again for the second time. She tried for the second time. She was denied again. And she decided to try for the third time, and again she was denied. So she decided to try for the fourth time, and she finally got her visa approved. So today we are going to speak to Sandra on her experiences with her visa interview, what went wrong, and everything. So I'm going to invite Sandra on the stage so she share with you her experiences. Okay. Thank you for the likes. And if you join you, let me know where you're watching from in the comment section. Okay. Do well to comment and like, you understand. So, Sandra,
Yeah,
how are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you too?
I'm good. I just came back from church and I decided to speak with you instead.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, someone shouted, bro. So when we were talking, you said you went for your interview for 4 times, right?
Yes, I went for my interview for 4 good times. I finally had it on my fourth attempt.
Fourth attempt. Oh, okay. So where did you go during your first visa interview? Like which country did you go to? And if
Okay.
you, sorry, and if you are talking and you have any question, you can ask her as well. So yep, yeah, Sandra.
Yeah, so my first attempt, I went in Ghana, Accra Embassy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I went with this school, the College of Saint Scholastica, which my deficit was $17,000. So now, okay, my first attempt, my deficit was around $25,000. So when I go to the embassy, like the usual process and everything, we got inside and I was interviewed by this young gentleman with the ginger hair. So my first question was like, why are you going to the United States? Which I answered. I told him the reason why I'm going to the United States, and he was like, "Oh, okay, that's nice. So tell me, why the United States? Why do you want, like, why did you choose to study in the United States, not any other country also?" And I gave him my reasons, and I ended up mentioning research, which I was not supposed to mention because undergraduate students we don't do research. So he asked me, okay, so what kind of research will I be doing at like the College of Saint Scholastica? And I was there because I had not prepared for that question. And I said something, and he was like, no, that's like, no. And he asked again, I mean, what type of research will you be doing? I said something again, and he still said no. And he asked again, and I couldn't answer the question. So he was like, okay, I'm sorry, I cannot approve your visa. So I feel like my first attempt, it was actually my fault. That's why my visa got denied.
Oh, okay. So um Kenneth is watching from Dubai. Abubakar is watching from Ghana. And oh, okay. So if you just joined, we are speaking to our sister Sandra, who went for her interview for 4 times and she finally got it. I don't know what motivated her to go for 4 good times, but yeah. So you said your first one you went to Ghana, right?
Yeah,
You did it in Ghana.
yeah.
And what was the reason again?
The reason was I couldn't answer the research questions because undergraduate students we don't do research.
Oh,
But I
okay.
ended up in nursing. I went with nursing, and nursing too. There's nothing like research. So when I mentioned that I chose the United States because of the research opportunities and other stuff, so
Mhm.
the visa officer asked me, "What kind of research opportunities am I going to get when I go to the College of Saint Scholastica?" Which I couldn't answer it.
Oh,
So he
okay.
denied me. So I'll be like, the first attempt was actually my fault.
Oh, okay. Okay. So how did you feel like your first attempt?
I
And
felt so sad because I think it was 3 days to Christmas, so
3 days to
I felt
Christmas.
so sad.
Okay. Which
My
year?
life goes on. I was like, since I still have life and I can try again, then
Okay.
that gives me hope.
Oh, okay. 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 That's good. So let's go back before your first visa interview. How did you feel? Because there are people here who are preparing to go for their first visa interview. So how was the feeling like? How did you prepare towards the visa interview?
Okay, so I joined mock sections as usual. People asking questions and then you answer just to build my confidence level. And I was also doing practice on my own. Sometimes I can just go and stand in front of a mirror and I'll be asking myself the questions within my head and then I'll be answering it to see how confident I am. Sometimes too, I'll come and stand in front of my siblings and I'll ask them to ask me questions just to say how confident I am. Yeah, and then I never forgot to pray too.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, great, great, great. So when you got there, you said you did your first one in Ghana, right?
Yeah.
So when you got there, how did the environment and the atmosphere
The
look?
environment was so tense.
Oh, okay.
Like everybody is just, I don't know, like when you get to the environment, no matter how confident you are, you'll be tense
Oh, okay.
because the feeling alone, how everybody is prepared, like it's like everybody's worried. You don't know because mostly the reason is because you don't know whether you're going to be accepted or going to be denied, and
Mm.
it gets more scary when people are coming out with denial.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, I'll tell you that was very tense.
Oh, okay. So how do you know that people are getting denied?
When they
Because
are coming out, no one will tell you that this person has to be denied before you know. The
oh,
facial expressions, the sadness, and the look on their face. Because with those who get approved, they come out with some huge smile. Some of them will be running and a lot of things. But with those that they get denied, when they are coming out, you see the straight face and yeah.
yeah. Fa- oh, okay. So Kenneth is saying, I have an admission to the same school with a deficit of 21K. What was your deficit initially?
Is it with the College of Saint Scholastica?
Yeah.
First it was 25, but my second I sent it was 17,000.
Seven. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. That's good. So Kenneth, he said she went the first one was 25,000 and now is 17,000, right?
The second attempt, that was the second attempt.
Okay, so let's go to your second visa interview. You said your first one you got denied, sadly. So where did you do your second visa interview?
I went back to Accra Embassy again.
Accra.
Yeah.
So you did your first one in Ghana and your second one you did it in Ghana again.
Yes.
And did you think about going to another country to do your visa
At
interview?
that point, I didn't think I was going to any other country. With my second attempt, I felt like something has changed on my profile. So let me go back to Ghana Embassy.
Ghana again. Oh, okay. So what changed during your second visa interview?
Okay, so with the first scholarship that I had, leaving my deficit of 25,000, I was able to get an additional scholarship, and then my deficit reduced to $17,000. So that was what changed. And that time I've prepared a lot. Like I prepared very well before going, because at that point I had even people I was coaching,
Oh,
and yeah, they were getting their visas, and also I had that confidence.
okay. So if you just joined on TikTok and on Facebook, I'm speaking to my sister, Sandra, who got her visa after 4 times. Me, I would have given up after the third try, but she kept on again and again. And she said for her first visa interview, she did it in Ghana. For her second one, again, you did it in Ghana.
Yeah.
And the second one was in Ghana, right?
Yes, it was in Ghana.
Oh, okay. Because something has changed. What really changed during your second one?
That was I had an additional scholarship.
Additional scholarship. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. And how was your feeling during your second visa interview?
Come and give me the question.
Your feeling, like how did you feel?
Oh,
Was
with
it
the second
tense?
one, I was confident because I've already been there before. So I wasn't really panicking because I've been there and I know how the surrounding, how to go about the questions and everything. So I was okay the second time.
Oh, okay. So, Sandra, Kenneth is asking you a question before we
Okay.
go on. He said, how did you decrease your deficit to 17K?
I think when you apply automatic, you get scholarship,
Mhm.
and they'll ask you, do you want to add on-campus employment to it?
Mhm.
So it depends on you when you're filling the affidavit form. I think there's $3,000 for on-campus employment. So I added it to it apart from the other initial scholarship that they increased. I had to add the on-campus employment of 3,500, which reduced it to 17,000.
Oh, okay. Okay. So the on-campus employment decrease your deficit to 17,000,
Not
right?
only that, there were additional because at first when you apply to the College of St. Scholastica, with the initial scholarship was only 28,000, but right now it's around 30,000. And
Mhm.
if you add on campus employment, making it like 33K or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's great. That's great. Okay. So what was the first question you were asked during your second visa interview?
Tell me about your program.
That was the first question.
That was the first question. Tell me
Hey.
about your program.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I answered, like, I was not panicking. I was very confident. I
Mhm.
answered, I told him, sorry, it was even a she. I told her about my program. And she was like, oh, I can see you were denied just this, like last December. What has changed on your profile? So I started talking about how I've been able to qualify for a competitive scholarship, which has reduced my deficit. Oh, I didn't even finish now. She was like, I'm sorry.
She denied you.
She denied me.
Oh, okay. You were saying just this December. So when did you go for your second visa interview?
No, I mean like she said just December because I had gone for my first in December 21st, 2023, and the
Oh,
second one was July 2024.
okay.
Yeah.
So if you just joined, you do well to like and you do well to comment your question to her. She's ready to answer every question. And after we are done talking, I would open it. So I'll send a link to you so you can join and ask her any question you want to ask her again. So yeah, do well to like. Thank you for liking and thank you for the gifts. So your first visa interview was in December 2023,
Yes.
and your second one was in January,
July
July
2024.
2024, just last year.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And the second one, they just asked you that your
Only
pro.
two questions. Your program and I can see you were denied. What has changed? That's all.
Okay. And after that, oh, how did you feel? The second
I
denial.
felt so sad. With the second one, I felt so sad because I already like I coached people and they had their visas and all that, and I had friends that was going to scholastic and all of them got approved.
Mhm.
So I was sad, but I was a life still moves on. Even with my second attempt, when I got denied, this girl reached out to me from our WhatsApp group and she was like, she's having her interview tomorrow. Can I coach her? I coached her that same day I was denied, but she didn't know that I was denied.
Oh,
And after when she got her visa and she reached out to me, she was like, oh, thank you so much, I've gotten my visa and I just heard you got denied yesterday. And she asked me, how are you able to do it? You got denied, you should be sad. How did you coach me that same evening that you got your denial? I was like, if maybe I didn't get my visa, wouldn't prevent me from helping someone else to go for an interview. So I just had to put sadness away and help her.
okay. So the people you were coaching, they all got their visas and you didn't.
Most of them.
Oh, I mean, they were all crying. I'll cry, Papa. So yeah, again, if you just joined, I'm speaking to Sandra, and I want to put her social media channel on. She coaches as well, so it's on top right. If you are on YouTube, you can see it. Yeah, you can see it. You follow her if you need any coaching for your visa interview. She's ready, ever ready to help you with that. Any coaching about visa interview. Okay. So, Sandra, you went for your first one again in December 2023, your second one, July 2024. And
July 2024.
so, did you like feel like giving up? Because many,
No, I never felt like giving up because one reason that kept me moving was I really wanted to come and study in the US. And I was like, this is one thing. If I put my mind, this is what I want to do, I have to get it. If I don't get it, I'm not giving up. Because I know that there are bigger opportunities here and as compared to if I give up one, I've wasted my time, my money. So why wouldn't I just continue? So I was like, it's either I get it or I keep on trying till I'll get it.
oh, okay. Okay, great. So, Benita is asking you, let's go to like some questions and we go back to your story.
Okay.
Your interesting story, your inspiring story. So, Benita is asking, how much that do you charge? Like, if you coach someone, do you charge?
No, I don't.
Yeah, she doesn't
But
chat.
if maybe I used to do it in group, but if you want maybe my personal attention, that I have to keep on coaching only you because right now I'm somehow occupied.
Yeah,
So I can do it in group for free. But if you want my person, I haven't charged anybody for mock section yet, so I don't know about that.
yeah. So Benita is basically for free in a way. You understand? You heard her. And someone is asking here, okay, um, Paula said, okay, his question is like after the four visa interview, which we haven't gotten there. So when we got there, I'll ask you. And okay, so let's see. Oh, Tiffany said she was denied on Tuesday.
So
And do you have any advice for her since you
she
have
should
been
not give
denied?
up. She'll get it. It's not just her time. And one thing I will say that God's time is the best
Mhm.
because I'll tell you that all my friends that had their visas and they went to Scholastica, all of them are taking transfer to different schools. Trust me, because they cannot pay the fees. And some of those that they are fortunate to get people in the US who took loan for them, but those who are not having loan are actually struggling to pay their fees. So if maybe I had gotten my visa to Scholastica, maybe I'll also be suffering. But I felt like God had something bigger for me because this my current school that I am in. I don't pay for what's the name, tuition. The school is taking care of my tuition and part of my health insurance. So the only thing I have to think about is my accommodation and staying on campus is not even compulsory here. You get it. So I'll tell is it Stephanie or Steph?
Tiffany.
Yeah, I'll tell Tiffany she not give up and just believe that God has bigger plans for her.
Oh, okay. God
Yeah,
has plans for her. Oh, she says she has applied again.
that's
They said great conversation. Think logically is watching from Abuja. Hey, Abuja people, Nigerians. Omo. We've seen her. Oh, they said the picture is not clear. I want to zoom it so they see it. But can you tell them your name on TikTok so when
oh,
somebody
my name on TikTok is Poker. Is just a very funny name. It's Poker. Is it Poker 419? Please
POK
forget about the 419. I'm not.
419, right?
Yeah.
Why did you choose
I
419?
don't even know why I chose that name. Sometimes I'm even surprised. I'm trying to change it, but they said I need some time before I can do the change.
Okay, yeah, I think it's 30 days.
Yeah, Poker 4190.
Oh, okay. Okay. 4190. Let me put it
Yeah.
down there so they can see it in the comments. Um, Rich friend is watching from Kenya, and Hood Success is watching from Ghana. Kumerica to the world. Kumerica to the world. Yep. Yeah, Tiffany said I applied again. Oh, that's good, Tiffany. Yeah, you have to, you don't have to give up, as Sandra said. So Sandra, let's go back to your story. What about your third visa interview?
The third one, I went to Cote d'Ivoire. So when I came back, friends were like, "Oh, maybe you can try a different country and see, and all that." So I had a good friend who even paid for the MRV for me in Cote d'Ivoire. Abigail, if you are watching me, shout out to you.
He
So come again.
he paid for you.
Yeah, she paid for me.
Nice.
Yes, because she was like, I've helped a lot of people, and she was just inspired by how I'm helping people. And she just said, okay, I'll pay for you to go to Cote d'Ivoire. And she paid for me. So I had to get someone to hunt for me with a date. And the person had it on the 28th of August, 2024. And I went to Cote d'Ivoire. So when I got there, we went. I think every Ghanaian that was there that day got denied. Every Ghanaian was denied because the visa officer kept on asking us why we are here for our interview, not rather in Ghana and a lot. So they denied every like each Ghanaian that went to Cote d'Ivoire on 28 can testify that he or she was denied.
Oh, okay. So you went to Cote d'Ivoire. Which month was that last year?
I guess 28,
I guess.
2024.
Oh, okay. 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 So they denied everybody.
Yes, everybody.
So what's your advice for someone who wants to go to his visa interview in Cote d'Ivoire?
That is a dicey question because other people went and they got it bad. when I and my friends got there, they denied all the Ghanaians there. But I'll tell the person that if you're having like a good story or whatever the situation, if it's your time, it is your time. It doesn't matter wherever you go for your interview. If it's your time to get it in Ghana, you get it in Ghana. If it's your time for you to also get in Cote d'Ivoire, you get it in Cote d'Ivoire. So I'll be like, the person should believe on the faith. Because if I say don't go to Cote d'Ivoire and the person go and get it, they will misunderstand me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I want to understand one thing. When you went to Cote d'Ivoire, did they give you the chance to talk?
Yeah, they'll give you the chance to talk. It's not like Ghana that they'll be cutting you short or something. Cote d'Ivoire, one good thing about the visas officers, they have a good listening ears. So they'll give you the chance to talk.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's good. So they gave you the chance to talk, and when you were talking to them, the moment you said Ghana, they denied you. Oh,
They already know you are from Ghana based on the information you entered
oh, okay.
and your passport. The moment you handle your passport to the visa officer, they know that you are from Ghana.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what got you denied for the third time you went for your visa
The
interview?
third time, I'll tell you, I don't know. Because I answered all the questions, but the last thing the visa officer told me was, I don't understand why you can just keep on coming to Cote d'Ivoire for your interview. You can do it in your country. So I told him that my school start date was getting closer. So my school gave me the option that I can either do my interview in any of the nearby countries since there are no dates in Ghana. And he was like, I could have just transferred to a different semester and go for my interview in Ghana. So he was like, he's sorry, he cannot approve the visa.
That was it.
Yeah.
So how did you feel during your third
But the
visa?
third attempt, I'll be like, I felt normal.
Normal. You didn't
Yeah,
feel
because
like,
I've already got like two denials already. So when I was going, I know that it's either a denial or approved. So the only thing that would have surprised me is if I got approved.
mhm. Oh, okay.
And I didn't get the approval, so I was okay.
That's sad. I would have cried though.
Oh,
And so your first interview, December 2023 in Ghana.
yeah,
Your second interview, July 2024 in Ghana again. And you decided to go for your third one in another country, which is Cote d'Ivoire, Ivory
yeah,
Coast. You went there in August 2024, which is just last
yes, yeah,
year, and you got denied again.
yes.
So, like, tell me how you got back to Ghana. How did you feel? Because you're in
Oh,
a
I
country.
felt okay. So the following day, I just booked for the tickets and I went back to Ghana. So when I went back to Ghana, I had to start the process all over again because with my school, which is the College of Saint Scholastica, I just emailed them and I was like, if they can't increase my funding to get a lower diversity, then they should withdraw my application. It was sad too because I had a lot of friends there, which I wanted to actually go and join them there, but I had to take that up like decision for my own good. So I dropped the College of Saint Scholastica and I started applications all over again. And I did a lot of applications. That was 2024. I did a lot of applications and actually, God being so good, I had this school.
Oh, okay. That's amazing. So if someone has gone for her visa interview or his visa interview for two times or for three times, what advice do you have for the person?
To me, I would tell you don't give up. Since you have life, there's always opportunities for you. And one day, you are going to get it.
Oh, okay.
If I
Okay.
had given up, I wouldn't be here today.
Okay. So let's be clear on this. Did you change your school after your third try, or you just continue with the old school?
After my third, I changed my school. And actually, a miracle happened.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you got it on the fourth one, right?
Yes.
So after the first one, the second one, the third one, you went with the same school,
Yes.
and the fourth one, you changed the school.
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about the fourth one. What actually happened?
Is it an interview or the whole process?
The whole process, like,
Okay, so when I came and I did the applications and I had a school that I wanted to go, my service fee was not my problem because my service fee would have expired in last year December on the 18th. and I was not getting dates up till from November. I had the school in November, the whole November, December, like middle of December, I was still not getting dates. And my service fee to expire on the 18th. On the 15th December, I was still not having dates, but I kept on praying that God should just help me get a date so I wouldn't have to pay for another service again. So I had to pay one guy again to hand for it for me. He had it on the 6th, now on the 15th of December, and he got on the 17th of December. And my service fee will expire on the 18th of December.
Oh.
Yeah. So I had only 2 days just to prepare and go for my interview.
2 days.
Yes.
And so were you nervous at the first three?
Oh, the fourth attempt there, I was not even looking at the way. I was not nervous. I was like, it's either you deny me or you accept, like you approve me. So whatever happens, I'll accept it in good faith.
Oh, okay. So let's go to the questions they are asking before we go to the exact questions the visa officer asked you. Um, Someone just told me, if you know a little bit about college application, someone just is asking that um the person got admitted, they wrote master's degree, they wrote bachelor's degree instead of master's degree on his admission. What do you think about that?
Is it
Is it
admission letter?
yeah, admission letter?
And you should quickly email the school to change it.
Okay. So you have to email the school too. Yeah, you have to email the school. And if you want to join, you have to join on YouTube. So I'll send a link later on so you can join later after we are done with the whole thing and you ask her any questions you want. So what was the exact questions they asked you?
The embassy to like when I go to the embassy on my fourth attempt, I was like it was so dramatic there. I got there, they said I have issues with my appointment, a letter, like that number, and then the confirmation number was not matching. So they actually wasted my time. But I was like, okay. And I don't know if someone who has gone to the embassy recently will know that right now it's no more like first. I think now, even if you are done with your biometrics, you have to go and sit outside and then they'll start calling queue by queue. So when we enter, you see, at first, the whole place will be occupied where the visa officers will be at, no, will be occupied. But right now, they call for in a queue. So when you're at the embassy, they'll call for. But there was this American man, he was actually approving a lot of people. So when I was sitting there, I was even dozing off and I was like, oh God, let me get this American man, let me get this American man. So they call 4 people and then the next 4 people will be my badge. I think we're 2 boys in front of me, I and a certain Obolo girl will be. So when it was our time to go, the security officers were like, no, right now they're not going to call 4 people. They're going to be adding 1 person to the queue. So if maybe there are 4 in the queue and 1 person leaves the queue before they'll call another person to go and join. So the guy in front of me went to stand in front of the man who was actually approving a lot of people, and the security lady decided to leave and go and stand somewhere. So there were 3 in the queue, and then the blogger was like, I should go and join because to make them 4. And I was like, nah, I'm not going to join. And, but that's actually the visa officer actually wanted to. But I don't know why. I felt so relaxed that day, and I was like, I'm not going to join. And she was like, it's your time to go and join. I told her that I've been to this embassy before. I know how this security, especially the ladies, how they act. If they've not called me and I go and join it with my own power, they can come and disgrace you, and they'll end up spoiling my mood today. Yeah. So I don't even want to cause anything. So I'm not going to join. But if she's in the hurry, she just go and join, and I'll be at her back. But she kept on insisting, and I was still sitting down. The moment I made up my mind that I'm getting up to go and join, and this old American, she's not even old, came to one of the counter. That was where I lost faith. I felt so sad, and I intentionally dropped my papers, like my documents and everything. And the security lady told the lady behind me that she should not go. She knows why I do that. I don't want to go to the old woman. So she waits for me to arrange the documents and go. I arranged my document, and she told me that you think you can dodge this, then you go to her. And I was the first person to be interviewed by this woman.
Is the security man a Ghanaian or something?
Yeah, it's a Ghanaian. It's a woman. It's not even a man. It was a man, he would not be doing that. It's a woman. And she told me that you think you can dodge this visa officer, you'll be the first person this visa officer starts with. That moment, I felt so tense because, like, I wasn't even praying for this old woman because I've heard a lot about her.
Yeah.
So I got in front of her. I was shaking, like I was shaking. And she was like, "How are you doing?" I didn't even greet her. She was like, "How are you doing?" I said, "I'm fine." And she was like, "Your documents." I gave it to her, and she said she smiled and she was like, "How are you doing today?" That was when I started calming down, and I said, "Oh, I'm fine. How about her?" So she was like, "Okay, she's good." And she was like, "Okay, so tell me about your program." That
The
was
same
the
thing they
first
ask you
question. Yeah,
again.
and this time around, I've changed my program from nursing to neuroscience.
Oh, okay.
And I told her about my program, and she was like, "What was the next question?" I'm trying to remember the next question.
Oh,
She was
okay.
like, "How did I get this scholarship?" And I told her how I got the scholarship, and she asked me who will be funding for my living expenses. And I told her, and she was like, "Why am I going too fast?" It's like I've memorized the answers. And at that point, I felt so down again. I was like, "Yeah, Brandy, then this is a denial straight from."
Yeah, if
And
you feel that,
so
yeah.
I told her that I'm sorry, I'm just tense, but I haven't memorized the answers. And she was like, "Okay, come again with who will be funding your program." So I told her, and she was like, "Can I have your WASI results?" I gave it to her, and she said, "You didn't use only WASI to get this scholarship." And I said, "No, I wrote SAT too. Although I didn't use SAT for my application, but I've written SAT too already. But I
Oh,
didn't use it in my school applications though, but I sent it to the embassy." And she was like, "Oh, okay, where's your SAT result?" But before giving her my WASI result, I added the SAT result to her.
oh,
So I
okay.
told her the SAT result is with her. And she looked at it. She was like, "Where did you write your SAT at?" I said, "Accra here." And she said, "Okay, you said who will be taking care of your living expenses again." I told her who will be taking care of my living expenses. And she said, "Okay, I'll be approving your visa."
So how did you feel like after
I
some
felt
time?
so good, and at the same time, it was normal. It was just a normal feel. I don't know. I don't even know whether to be. I wanted to ask you, like, are you serious?
Èmi àwọn náà ń kwa ala.
I wanted to ask her if she was actually serious. So when I just said thank you, and then I left. When I was coming, the security lady, "Oh, congratulations!" I didn't even mind her cry, and then I went out.
The new. Oh, nice. Oh, the same thing you were saying that every you wanted to go to the man who was approving a lot of
Yeah.
people. That was me as well. You know, when you're in the queue, you can see the first visa officer.
Yes.
Yeah, so she was this lady. The one like a girl went to her, and in about 1 minute, she said your visa has been approved. Another person went, your visa has been approved. So I wanted to go to this lady, so I was doing delayed taxes as well, and um there was someone in front of me, and the security guy told him to go to the last visa officer. He said, me. So when the girl finished, she decided to go rush to that.
Yeah.
I was sad. So I decided to go to the last one. And by God's grace, I also got my approved.
Yeah. I feel
Yeah,
like it was good directions. Maybe if I had gone to the man, maybe I'll be denied.
yeah. That's true. That's true. Okay. So let's answer some questions here. So if you have any questions, you ask in the comments. I'll see it and you ask her. Let's see. Ooh. Okay, so whilst I search for the comments or whilst they are typing their comments, this is the question I want to ask you.
Okay.
Um, you know, you went for your first one, right?
Yeah.
In Ghana, and your second one in Ghana.
Yeah.
So, would you advise someone to just do it in his home country because
Yeah.
you did it in your
Yes.
like? So
Our
this,
advice, if you have the money and you want to fly away and do it, there's no problem. But me, to me, how I understand this process is that if maybe you're like it's your time to be approved, you'll be approved no matter where you do it. Because if you go to a different country and you get denied, you have wasted a lot of money, and at the same time, you have wasted your time. Because I wouldn't know. A friend of mine went to Guinea they spent 4 good days like going to Guinea because he used a bus or something, and he got denied. He has to come back to Ghana, spending 4 days in the road and all those kind of things. So, to me, I would advise anybody that if you want to do it in Ghana and you have good scholarship, especially, you can go to the Accra Embassy. If you are well prepared, you'll get it. With prayers too. Don't forget to pray.
Okay. And do you think the funding plays a major role in you getting?
Very, yeah.
Oh,
Because when the visa officer kept on asking me, I always mentioned that I had a full tuition scholarship. So that was what even took her attention back to my I-20. So she checked it and she was like, okay, I even forget this because she was like, in your first interview, how much scholarship did you get? So I told her that $36,000. And she looked back into my I-20 and she said, oh, okay, with this one, you had $48,000, which means your tuition is being covered.
mhm.
And I was like, yes, my tuition is covered. And the moment they say that your tuition is covered, they feel like the accommodation you'll be able to pay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's great. That's great. Someone is asking whether your Instagram handle is on the screen. Can you mention your TikTok again so they follow you?
Poker 4190.
419 the MS 419 say 4190, right?
Yeah.
I've put in it in the comment section. Someone is asking me that was my visa approved on my first try. Yeah, it was approved on my first try. I've made a video on that. That's why I don't want to really talk about my visa. It's similar to Poker's 4 visa interview. I didn't take long there, but yeah, it was fun though. It was fun, you know. Yep. So, any advice for anyone, Poker? Your general advice for people who want to try again and people who just got denied recently? What is your
Yeah.
general advice for the
My
person?
general advice to them is that if you get denied, just take your time to reflect on reasons why your visa was denied. If probably you can get someone to share your story with, sometimes people can share ideas on how your visa get denied or something, and then I would tell you to always try again because if you try again, if I didn't try, I wouldn't be here. I always use that process. If I didn't try, if maybe when I got denied my first attempt, second attempt, I'm giving up, I'll still be in Ghana. You get it. So I'll tell you that try again. And the most important thing is that when people used to talk about come here with scholarship, I didn't understand it till I got here. And I
Mm,
know that the struggle here is real.
Eddie.
So he said,
They say Eddie, Papa.
yes, it's real. I'm not saying no one should come to the US because the US is hard. Come here because there are a lot of opportunities here. But if you can get scholarship and come here, it will help you a lot.
Mm.
Yes, because you only get to know when it's time for you to register and you haven't paid your fees and they've closed the portal.
Yeah, and yeah, you do.
Yeah, and you have to be going from financial office to your supervisor to your this one.
Beg
So
to
yeah,
beg for.
to beg for them to open it for you. So I would advise each person that it's good to come here with scholarship. It's very good to come here with scholarship and it will help you. Yeah.
Oh,
And scholarship also makes your interview very easy at the embassy.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's great. That's great. Were you asked this question? Are you going to? How did you prove your home ties? That's very important.
To me, when I was being asked the questions like, first, tell me about your program. The moment I started telling the visa officer a 4 years bachelor's degree in neuroscience is this and this, she just, oh, okay, that's fine. And the second question was, how did you get your scholarship? Which I started, and she was like, oh, okay, that's fine. So she didn't even give me much time to talk about. And also, you didn't talk about my home ties or I'm coming back to Ghana and all that. I was not given that time to even talk about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I say the scholarship plays a bigger role because when they see that you have this like much scholarship, you don't even like pay attention to most of the questions.
Oh, okay. Okay. So very soon I'll be putting the link in the comments so you can tap on it, join, ask any question that you want to ask, and we are going to answer it for you. Tio, you said the person No, no. Contact the school so they change it from bachelor's to master's before you go for your visa interview. The thing about interviews is that you don't want to give them any reason for them to deny you. Okay, so if there is a mistake in your I-20 or if there is a mistake in your admissions, try and correct it before you go, because you wouldn't know the reason why they are going to deny you. So correct every mistake before you go there. Yeah. So I'm putting the link in the comments so you can ask, you can join and ask any question. And it's one after the other, and I'll time you as well. Okay, so I think, hello, Benita. Hello. What
Hello.
yeah. Oh, yeah. You scared me.
Sorry, I was trying to navigate the whole thing because sometimes it freezes. So,
Oh, okay.
yes.
So what's your question, Benita?
Okay, so I was denied last year and I have my interview in May. And I've been trying to prepare by myself. I've been trying to get a good story, but I need an external help that maybe when I get a chance to be interviewed, like a mock session, and I tell my story, I want to know if it sounds okay and if it can be bought. Like, because this time around, honestly, like, I have felt like if this does not work out, I'll not try again because the finances is not even like, let me say, there to even pay another service fee and another visa fee. It's really heavy. So I just want to ace this. I've been praying about it, but I know I need preparations too. So I'm trying to get a good story. The only thing that I just need a place where I can be in a group where people are like having their mock session and I can join and people will help me refine my story to get it better. And I'm working on my confidence level because I know that last year I I was really tensed, but now you can see I'm even speaking to you that I'm quite confident. And so I'm hoping to be more confident that when I get there, I'm just like smiling and talking to the visa officer. And if the question I'm being asked is not even what I memorized, I'm hoping to, get something better to say without being tensed. Yeah, so I need a platform where I can like, join more mock sessions and yeah, that is. I don't know if that was a question, but
Oh,
I just told you all that's in my head.
yeah, I get your question,
Yeah.
So I would I would collaborate with Poker so we do something for you if you want to get prepared for your visa interview. We're going to do that, and I'm going to make sure you all get it so we prepare you all for your visa interview. The
Very much.
Yeah, one thing I'm going to give you is always be confident when you go there. Okay,
Okay.
I've been saying this over and over and over, but confidence is the major key when you go for your visa interview. Okay,
Yeah. Okay.
and believe in yourself as well. And confidence is not developed in one day. You can't use one day to develop your confidence. It takes time. Like the more you speak to people, the more you talk, the more you become okay with that. So I would like to hear your story, but not here. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and know how best we can frame your story for you to get it approved.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Sandra, do you have anything to say to her?
Yeah, so probably as you said earlier, we try to listen to her story and see how we can help her.
Okay. So how do I reach you? Because I joined through a link in a group. I just like joined.
Oh, okay. So I have a Telegram group, but it's not that active, but it's going to be active very soon.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll give it to Poker. How did you get a link to this section?
Okay, so I'm in a US mock group where someone posted and was like, join
I'm
us
the
for
one who
life if you
posted
want
it.
to. Huh?
Oh,
I'm the one who posted it.
okay. She was the
Oh,
one who,
okay.
yeah,
Oh, okay, okay. You're the one, so that means I can text you directly on
Yeah, you
WhatsApp.
have my WhatsApp here.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
okay, welcome. Yeah. So if you have any questions, I put the link in the comments. You just have to tap on it. You come up, and you ask any question. And if you just joined, we just interacted with Sandra. She went for her first visa interview in December 2023. She went in Ghana and she got denied by saying research, right? You said
Yeah,
research.
yeah.
Yeah, by giving an answer she didn't have to give. And the visa officer said, "Nah, I'm not giving you this." So she got depressed. She was down, as most people when you get your first interview like denied, you be yeah. So she was depressed, but she decided to try again 7 months later in July 2024. She tried again for the second time in Ghana, and the visa officer said, "Nah." And mostly when you're going for your second visa interview after you've been denied, you have to know the main reason why you were denied for the previous one. Sandra, were you asked that question? Like, why were you denied and stuff?
Yeah, that was the second question. I can see you were denied in December. What has changed, like in my profile?
Okay. So they are always going to ask you, as Sandra has confirmed, they are always going to ask you what has changed during your visa, your previous visa interview, because when you get denied, they are going to write it down. They are going to type it. So even if you don't meet the same visa officer, the next visa officer that comes, you are like, he's going to see the reason why. So recently, I was speaking to a girl, a lady who went for her first visa. She is quite old. She went for her first visa interview in 2010, which is about 15
Yes.
years ago. Hey. So she went for her second interview in 2024, and she was referred back to the visa interview she did in
Wow.
2010. I was like, hey, yeah. So she was asked questions like, why this, that in 2010 I can see you were refused. Why did you? Yeah. So always know, like, be go in line with what you said during your previous visa interview. And yep. And you went for your third one, right? In
Me?
Ivory Coast.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And finally, the fourth one in
In
Ghana,
Ghana.
and she got it approved. So yeah, today has been an interactive live section. And if you have any further questions before, um, you can ask her. So she's going to answer in very, very quick for you. Okay, very, very. She's waiting. She's waiting with a beautiful face. Like, mm. Yeah. So if you have any questions, you let me know here or here, and she's going to do well to answer it for you. Well, well. Okay, if no one has any question, let me ask you this last question so we close.
Okay.
How do one increase his chances of approval in a visa like interview? If you want
Yeah.
to increase your chance,
First, you have to know reasons for your denial. Is it a first attempt or if anybody that is just going?
first
I'll be
attempt.
like, funding is the key factor.
Okay.
Having a good scholarship, even although others go without scholarship when they get approved, but that is maybe 1% in 90. This one, if maybe I'm coming to scale it, it's only 1% people that get approved without any scholarship. So I'll tell like funding is the key factor. Confidence, you need to be confident. If you even have the scholarship full funding, and when you go there and you're not well prepared, you can still be denied. So prayer, funding, and then confidence.
Oh, okay.
Know your questions and answers before you go there.
Okay. Martin said his visa interview is in 2 weeks. Do you have any advice for him?
He should just prepare and pray. If it's actually meant to be approved, he'll actually get approved. So he should just pray, do his part, and God will do the rest for him.
Oh, okay. And Nebo is asking here on TikTok that how long can one wait after the person has been denied?
With that one, people be like you have to wait till 6 months, 5 months. But I had a friend who got denied the following week had dates went and got approved. So it all depends. Without question, I cannot give you specific. If you know your story have changed in the like the next week or something, and you've gotten it, you can actually go and try again. Probably you went there, you have full funding, but you were not confident enough. But you've come back and you're prepared to go back again. You can go back. But I can't give the maybe wait till 2 months. The month doesn't actually affect your visa approval.
Oh,
Unless maybe if nothing has changed and you go back there, trust me, some of the business officers will be like, nothing has changed, so why are you here?
no, okay.
Yeah.
Something has to change.
Yes.
Okay. Abu Bakari said, does your friends who transfer, like your friends who transfer, did they transfer to a community college or another university?
Another university.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. So someone
But
is
some of them also transfer to a community college.
oh,
But most of them are going to another university.
okay. Okay. So Dora is requesting. Let me add Dora. Hi, Dora.
Hello.
Hey, how are you doing?
Please, I'm fine. Okay, so I was the one who got refused on Tuesday, 25th March. Yes.
Oh, are you the one who joined on TikTok?
Yes, Tiffany. So when
Tiffany.
I went, he asked me why US. Oh. So when I went, he asked me why the US. And I was so nervous that I was so unclear. Like he didn't ask about financial. He just denied at that spot. So I don't know if I should go back with my school because my deficit is 22,000 and my mother is sponsoring.
How much is your scholarship?
Can I say something?
6,000.
Oh, okay. Sandra want to say something to you, sir.
Sometimes to mostly even with the scholar, your DS 162 is a major factor. So sometimes maybe probably you didn't feel your DS 160 well or anything. And sometimes maybe you being asked why the United States you didn't give a good answer to the question. It doesn't mean your funding is also okay for the visa officer. I don't know if I should get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I get you.
So to me, I will tell you, okay, you said your mother will be the one to sponsor for your education, right?
Yes, please.
But if you come here, is your mother who is actually going to sponsor you?
Yes.
Or
My
you'll be
mother and my
working-
auntie.
Okay.
No, I'm going for bachelor's. My mother will sponsor me.
Yeah, I know. Bachelor's, some people want to pay, so yeah, I can't tell you to go back, not or don't go back. But just trust your instinct. Because if I tell you don't go back and you go back and you get it, you come and judge me.
I paid my MRV that day now.
Yeah, but you've gotten date.
No, I've not gotten a date.
Okay.
So you advise I change my school?
Come again.
You advise I change my school and
Yeah,
get
if
a
you
better
can get a
funding?
school that will give you good scholarship, then I'll advise you to do that.
Hey, service fee. I paid the enrollment fee too.
Oh, with the service fee, it expires in a year time. So
But can they transfer it?
the service fee.
Yes, you know,
Yeah,
like
you can transfer your service fee. You have to do it yourself. You can do it yourself.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dora, what I would say is that when they ask you a question and they deny you after that question, it doesn't mean that that question is the main reason why they denied you. There could be other factors that led to the denial, but sometimes they are not really going to tell you that there's the reason why I denied you. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, 22,000 with a scholarship of 6,000 maybe could be the reason. Who knows? You wouldn't know the main reason why. But since you are saying you were nervous and you couldn't answer that question, and one reason why visa officers deny people is lack of preparation. Maybe he felt like you didn't really prepare well, like for the interview. That is why you couldn't answer. You know why the USA is a question they mostly ask students
Yeah.
So the fact that you couldn't, maybe you were nervous, you couldn't answer that question means that maybe you didn't prepare adequately. And if you didn't prepare adequately, they probably are going to deny you because you are coming for an interview, like a visa interview, and you didn't prepare. You get it? So since you are saying you've paid your enrollment deposit and stuff, like try and ask the school for additional scholarships, like more scholarship. There are schools when you ask them, they are going to give you extra scholarships. So email the school whether they are going to give you more scholarships to decrease the deficit to around less than 20,000. Okay. And go with that school if they decrease it. And as Poka is saying, you can try other schools as well. There are schools that will give you more scholarships. So don't rely on that school alone. Okay. And do it. Network in the practical. So yeah. Harrison, thank you very much for the likes and the share. I really appreciate it. Sandra, Eunice is asking you that is a space is a person sponsoring your trip the same as the person funding your deficits? What to
Yeah.
fill the DS-160?
Yes, it's the same person.
Yeah. Okay. So if your mom is sponsoring you, your mom has to be the person who is funding your trip. If it's your dad, your dad. Yeah, it's reasonable that way. Okay, so I'll leave you so you talk to them for one last time, and we call it a great day. I'll call you back one day so we have another section with them. Okay. And it wouldn't be about the visa because we've talked about that, how you were
Okay.
denied stuff, but it will be about your life so far. You have a deficit, right?
And that is living expenses. That is only if I stay on campus. But if I don't stay on campus, I don't have anything to pay to the school.
Yeah. So we are going to just talk about like your difficulties and things so people will know how when they come, they are going to live and expect other things. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So thank you very much for joining. And yeah, your last words, like things you want to say to people to inspire them, like they should go again or not, like anything. And while she's talking and you have any question, you let her know as well. So I'll leave you so you talk to them, like about everything, your whole
Okay.
story, what inspired you to start Visa, like your first denial, like summarize everything, your story. Okay.
Yeah. So if you maybe probably you have a dream to study in the United States and to start your applications and everything, if you get denial or if you get denied, that is not the end of the world. You can always try again. Since there's hope or there's something for you to try again and you have life, I would advise you not to give up. Always try again. Because if one day you keep on trying, this is going to work out. Maybe in your first denial, if you decide to give up, maybe your approval is waiting for you on your second denial. So I'll tell you, always reflect on what happens for your denial or what could be the possible reasons why you get denied and try again. And I'll advise each person to come to the United States with good scholarship. Like try to get some scholarship before coming here because the living here is not a joke. Yeah, it's not a joke. Like people say they be like, oh, do sorry I'm speaking cheap. Like since they've reached here, they don't want anyone to come again. So they'll be like the life here is very hard and stuff. That is not an issue. I wish even each and every person in Ghana would be in the US because there are great opportunities here. You will suffer, by the end you will make it if you are determined. So I will tell each and everyone to come here with good scholarship just for your own good, not for the sake of the school or something. So yeah, this is my final words to everyone. Try harder, and one day God is actually going to listen to your prayers for you to come to the US. Yeah,
Okay. So thank you very much, Sandra, for joining us today. And yeah, thank you very much.
welcome.
Okay. Okay, so thank you all for joining. And as your questions goes, we will try and help you all with like your questions for the mock sections and stuff. Um, you follow Sandra as well. Her name is Poker4190 on TikTok. You follow her. She's also making videos on Study Abroad and other things. And my name is Mr. Nate on all social media platforms. So wherever you see Mr. Nate, that is me. You make sure to follow me. I make a lot of videos on TikTok and YouTube. Also, I'm trying to make some videos as well. So you do well to subscribe to my YouTube and like the videos. And I have a full section coming up about like everything on visa interview and stuff. So you do well to subscribe and you do well to like as well. And I have a Telegram group as well, so you can join. And myself and Sandra will be trying to figure something out, as I said initially, to help everyone realize their dream. We want to be part of your story. We want to be part of you, like testifying. And I believe and I know that one day you are all going to testify. Okay. As Sandra said, do not give up. Everything is going to be all right. I believe that. And one day I'll also invite you on this platform and you're going to also share your story that one day I joined and I got inspired and I'm finally in the USA. Okay. So don't give up at any point. If you have any questions, reach out to people who have more ideas, and we are definitely going to help you with that. So thank you very much. The name is Mr. Nate. Do what to like and do what to follow and do what to subscribe. I'll see you same time next week. And this is the first season of the Visa Chronicles where I'll be talking to people who went for their visa interviews for a couple of times or maybe for one time and the secret or the trick that worked for them. So today I spoke to Sandra. Next week will be another person. Next 2 weeks will be another person. Next 3 weeks will be another person. So yeah, thank you very much for joining today. I'll see you same time next week. Okay. So thank you very much.